Hello everyone, today is going to be a big day. Indeed, it is June 6, 1971. And you know what is happening today? Yes, the Soyuz 11 departure. That's why we are here at the Cosmodrome Center in Baikonur. The launch is scheduled for 5 p.m. so we have time to chat with the astronauts and scientists that are going to explain to me how the mission has been organized and carried out. First, let's go back to the beginnings of the mission. You must know that this mission forms part of the Soyuz program, initiated by the Soviet Union in the early 60s. For this 11th mission, Russian engineers who work on the spacecraft accepted to let us ask them about technical details of the launcher, the cabin, and how all of it works.
Hello gentlemen, could you please present yourself to our auditors?
Good morning, Ivanov, and good morning to everyone. My name is Alexander and I'm the coordinator of the rocket assembly.
And I'm Vladimir. I'm in charge of the electronic system aboard the cabin.
Great, I wanted to know how the technical preparation of this whole mission went.
We had a lot of work to do in a very short time. Personally, I took care of the whole design of the fuselage of the rocket. This one had to consider many parameters, such as the ability to withstand vibration, thermal resistance, and the amount of fuel that can be carried.
On my side, I had to solve electronic problems because on the last mission we had faced some problems during the activation of different features of the module.
Sounds good. And how about the specificities of this huge rocket?
Well, this is a Soyuz 7K OKS, which has a height of 26 feet for a volume of 9,000 cubic meters, for only 4 habitable cubic meters. In addition, it can last up to 35 days in space and operate in low Earth orbit.
Thanks for your answer, guys. Now let's go see our two friends, the astronauts, who are soon ready to board. Hello.
Hello.
So please, could you first present yourself to our auditors?
For sure, my name is Gregory Dobrovolsky and I'm the commander of this mission.
For my part, I'm Vladislav Volkov and I will be the flight engineer.
Oh, has the last astronaut has not been able to come?
Oh no, we are so sorry about this, but Viktor Partiel can be here right now. The work team of the engineers you see right just before us needed some help to realize some final tests before the departure.
But as we know, you came here to interview us. We decided to come even if they needed some help.
Yep, and as he's the shyest of us, he was almost happy not to come.
Okay, I see. No problem. We'll continue the interview with you two. Can you explain us a little bit more about all your preparation for this flight?
There are different steps, not in order, but you learn communication, how to live in a tiny place with people, how to resolve electrical and mechanical problems.
And you also have a preparation to the weightlessness because you must be careful in the station to not damage instruments or something else when you move, because in the station you get speed quickly because as you might know, due to low gravity, all our movements are not the same in space than on Earth. They are slowly, so it's very difficult to evaluate how to move so to do the same movements as on Earth. So we must be really careful and adapt ourselves.
Alright, I think I have some more questions if you're still in. My question is the following. Could you tell us a little bit more about the objectives of this mission?
The objective for us now is to dock with the space station, which can hold 3 people. But we are already really proud of what we realized, and the objective is to go further than what we already did.
Unfortunately, after 23 days in the first space station, the astronauts encountered problems during the atmospheric re-entry. Indeed, their capsule has depressurized right before the re-entry. As you can imagine, it is with great sadness that we announce that our 3 astronauts have passed away. 2 technical engineers who followed the 3 cosmonauts closely are going to explain us the cause of it.
The issue that had caused the crew to suffocate was traced back to a faulty breathing ventilation valve, which had exposed the crew to the vacuum of space. Shortly before returning to Earth, as the Soyuz descent module decoupled from the orbital module, the valve had come open too early, depressurizing the spacecraft, with oxygen escaping out into space. The crew quickly ran out of air, suffocating before they could close the valve.
In conclusion, Dobrovolsky, Volkov, and Patsayev remain the only humans to have died in space. Others have been lost in the name of space exploration, on the launch of pad or during re-entry. But the Soyuz 11 crew are the only people to have been exposed to the extreme environment of space directly. Sadly, if they had been wearing spacesuits, they would have survived.
It was quickly apparent to the State Commission, chaired by Tislav Keldysh, that the choice to stop wearing spacesuits had been a mistake in the early Soviet space program. Development began quickly on the so-called K spacesuit, a special high-altitude pressure suit to be worn inside Soyuz spacecraft, providing pressure and air supply to cosmonauts in case of emergency.
Lastly, the Soyuz is a type of spacecraft that the Soviet Union and then Russia has used for decades to launch cosmonauts into space. Today's Soyuz missions are best known for trips to the International Space Station. However, the spacecraft has a long operational history dating back to the 60s, starting with its first uncrewed mission on November 28, 1966. Over the years, Soyuz spacecraft have sent cosmonauts to several types of space stations. Soyuz had only 2 fatal missions. In 1967, the first crewed Soyuz mission, Soyuz 1, ended in a tragedy due to a parachute failure that killed its sole cosmonaut, which was Vladimir Komarov.
Despite this early incident, Soyuz is widely considered the world's safest, most cost-effective human spaceflight vehicle, established by its unparalleled length of operational history. In our days, international missions are most of the time launched by SpaceX spacecraft. Nevertheless, Russians decided that the Soyuz spacecraft is intended to be replaced by the 6-person Orwell spacecraft.